Hi guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com and another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements for the week ending July 25th, 2016. This is episode number 53 of the recap, and the first bit of news this week is that Gameville announced pre-registrations for their upcoming mobile MMORPG, ArcheAge Begins. It's a partnership between XL Games and the popular mobile game publisher Gameville that will be set in the ArcheAge universe. The game is set to release in August of 2016 and will be Unreal Engine 4 powered, so it should look pretty good. The teaser site for the game is in English and the game is set to launch globally. Unfortunately, the teaser trailer you're seeing right now doesn't show off any actual gameplay, so we'll have to wait and see what it actually looks like. Next up, pretty big update for Riders of Icarus. The Blight of Frost Keep update is set to launch sometime this week, and it'll be increasing the game's level cap to 35 and adds a new frozen zone of Parna's Coast. It's a pretty big update because the Riders of Icarus launched with a pretty low level cap of 20, which players are able to achieve within the first week pretty casually, so the update is much needed and gives players a lot more to do now. Also including the update are various new mounts, as well as the Frost Keep zone, which is aimed for level 34 and higher players. And remember, the update is set to go live sometime this week. No exact date just yet. Next, a bit of news for the 2009 shooter Alliance of Valiant Arms. Apparently, the game is changing publishers. The game's developer, Red Duck, is pulling the license away from Area and will be moving it to another publisher relatively soon. No word on who that publisher is just yet, but players will be able to transfer their characters over and everything should be peachy. There were rumors earlier that the game was closing, but it's good now that we know the game isn't closing, it's just moving publishers. I remember when Area first picked up the game, they didn't have permanent weapons, which players got pissed off about, but they did re-add them later. I'm curious to see how the new publisher is going to handle it. And again, no word on when the transfer is happening or who the new publisher is just yet. Moving right along, we have some news from Webzen regarding Continent of the Ninth Seal. The game is launching the Rabin update on July 26th, which will be adding the new continent, the 6th continent to the game called Rabin. The update will contain new areas to explore, as well as 2 new dungeons, Fallen Water Dragon Shrine, and Twisted Forest Maze. More importantly though, the game's level cap will be raised to 70, and new skill books will be added to the game as well. For those unfamiliar with C9, it's a game kind of like Vindictus. It's stage-based and instanced, with fast-paced action elements. Next up, we have some news from Durango, Nexon's upcoming mobile dinosaur survival game. Yes, it's a mobile survival game. Curious to see how that's going to work out. It'll be launching its pre-alpha test on July 27th, and it'll run until August 2nd on both Android and iOS. Now, I'm a fan of survival games like Rust. I'm not sure how it's going to work on mobile, but it looks to be a fully featured survival game, so it has potential, but I'll reserve judgment until I can give it a chance. Nexon has been trying to diversify their portfolio of games with mobile hits, but so far they haven't had any big mobile games just yet. Maybe Durango will be it, but we'll see. Sign-ups for the alpha end on July 27th, so if you want to give the game a try, sign up now. Moving right along, Naruto Online launched this week in English. It's Tencent's officially licensed Naruto game, so it's a browser-based game, so it's going to play a lot like other browser games where it's largely automated and it's Chinese. However, it is officially licensed, which is worth mentioning because a Chinese company is launching an officially licensed Naruto game, because most of these games developed in China are total knockoffs. And because it's Tencent, you can expect the gameplay to be a little more polished and the translations to be spot on. So if you like these browser-based games, check out Naruto Online. It's free to play and just launched. But if the whole League of Angels style gameplay is not your cup of tea, then you want to skip it. Moving right along, we have some news about HeroWarz. The game officially throws away its open beta title and it is now officially launched. And with the official launch comes a brand new character called Jerry, a female baseball player who uses, you guessed it, a bat as a weapon. And now that the game officially launched too, the game's Venus shop, which is its cash shop, has also opened up for business. And if you haven't played HeroWarz yet, it's actually a pretty fun game. It's an action-oriented, instanced MMORPG that plays a bit like, I guess, Vindictus or Lunia, that style of gameplay, where it's linear, but it's still pretty fun. Up next, Neverwinter's 10th expansion, Storm King's Thunder, is set to launch on July 16th. The expansion is set to add, quote-unquote, an exciting new endgame campaign, new dungeon tier, and a unique story. The expansion is based on the D&D adventure of the same name. So since the game's 2013 launch, they've had, quote-unquote, 10 expansions. Each expansion hasn't been that big, but, 10 updates since launch, 10 big updates is still not bad. And yeah, the video you're seeing in the background is the official Storm King's Thunder announcement trailer. It doesn't really show off much. Up next, we have some news about the upcoming mobile game Crocus. The South Korean studio behind the game, Origin Games, released a new trailer for Crocus. It's an action RPG that's supposed to be linear, and apparently the studio that makes it is composed of people that worked on Dungeon Fighter Online. So the game could have potential. No word on a concrete release date just yet. MMO Culture is reporting that it'll be launching sometime next year, so we'll have to wait and see. Graphically, the game looks quite good for a mobile title. It's a character-based ARPG, so it'll probably play a bit like HeroWarz. Moving right along, Kakao Games Europe released a new video showing off Black Desert Online's upcoming naval content update. And as you probably guessed, the naval content update includes boats, so ship-on-ship fighting. It involves PvPing on deck, sinking each other's ships, and other sea-based combat and fighting. They also point out there will be sea-based raid bosses too. It appears to be part of the Valencia Part 3 update, and more should be revealed hopefully at Gamescom relatively soon. It is estimated to be released in Q4 of 2016, so that is the last 3 months of this year. Next up, Free Ray Entertainment's latest game, Shattered Skies, officially launched on Steam. It's an open-world MMO shooter featuring full-loop PvP and dynamic PvE objectives. It's also a survival game, at least with survival elements, where players do need to eat and drink. Unfortunately, the game is buy to play. It costs $25. However, there is a sale of 10% off until the 28th. It did receive mostly positive reviews on Steam so far, so that's definitely a good sign. Given the full loop PvP aspects, it does seem a game that'll be up my alley, so I'll definitely check it out. Next up, some news for Ghost in the Shell Online Standalone Complex First Assault. That's quite a mouthful, but the game is finally going free to play in open beta on July 28th. The game launched into closed beta, where you had to buy the game to play on Steam, and it was going to be free to play at launch, but it took a long time, over 6 months to go from the closed beta to open beta, and it's finally happening July 28th, so if you want to check the game out, do so then. It's actually not a bad game. I just kind of wish they launched the open beta a bit earlier, but it's at least finally happening. Next up, an update for Tree of Savior. The game's Big Brawl update is set to launch on July 26th, and it adds PvP modes and 4 new events. The PvP modes include the long-awaited guild battles and Team Battle League. Guild battles do take place on a special cross-server map, and players are required to take down the enemy guild's tower in order to take their base. The Team Battle League is a more standard PvP format, and it's 2v2 and 5v5. It's a best-of-3 style game, and participating players net battle points, which will be spent on XP cards and other goodies. There's a ladder system, so it should be pretty competitive. The Team Battle League is not cross-server, where the guild battles are cross-server though. And again, this will all be launching on July 26th. The next and last bit of news this week comes from NCSoft regarding Blade and Soul. So Blade and Soul added the Shadows of the Innocence update this last week, and it added 2 new level 50 4 and 6 member dungeons. One of which is an expansive open-world 24-man open-world instance. The update also introduced the Title Treasures and Seeds of Growth events, so players can get some goodies just for doing some daily quests. But yeah, anyway, that's it for MMO news this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later, guys.